All right, guys, it's the day after Christmas. I'm working today. Not a lot, but I'm putting some hours in to get ahead on a few things as part of my productivity. The way that I'm most productive is to try to get ahead when I have time to get ahead. My family is all downstairs watching Narnia 2 right now, so I'm okay with that because Narnia 2 kind of sucked. Anyway, my team is off this week, but one of my team members was actually on Slack and we are messaging back and forth. And one of the things that he said that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because I think that it's an important aspect of being successful, having a millionaire mindset, is being determined to put in good quality work when good quality work is how do I put this? We're in kind of a quality deficit right now. Everybody, especially in the American culture, so you guys who are looking at this from across the pond, all over the world, you guys will probably be nodding your head in agreement. The American culture is one that the mindset is, I want to make as much as possible whilst doing the least amount of work as possible. I don't want to put myself out in order to make a ton of money. And that's why we buy into this garbage online of these 20-year-old gurus are selling. It's like, hey, all you got to do is post 20 times on Instagram in a month, and I'm going to tell you what to produce and how to produce it, and post 20 times and you're going to make $10,000 a month. That's not how it works. And if it does work that way, then it's not going to work that way for long. It's not going to last for long. And the people who are most successful will spot that opportunity. They'll jump into it early and then pull out once the masses come in and realize how quick they can, how easy it is to make money. It's like the stock market or crypto market, right? Just a couple weeks ago, I've had money in crypto for years. A couple weeks ago, boom, takes off, peaks. I dump everything. I sold everything. Tripled my money, tripled the money what was in there. What I won't tell you is that over the long run, I lost a whole bunch of money in the beginning because I didn't do this. But it peaked, I dumped all my money, and then I just watched it for the next few days. Huge spikes. Because the masses came in, they saw an opportunity, the masses came in, and the smart people take advantage of that mass mentality, and they say, all right, the masses are going to drive it up. Smart people are like, okay, I'm going to sell it. The masses think, oh my gosh, it keeps going up. It's going to go up forever. And so they keep holding. I'm trying to get you to understand the psychology of the mass mentality. This is the problem. This is why we're in a quality deficit right now, is because everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants to sit around, get the dopamine hit of doing this or whatever your poison is, right? The dopamine hit of whatever it is that you enjoy that gives you dopamine that you would do 24/7 without having to work. But the people who are the true successful, success-oriented, millionaire mindset folks are the ones who are going to grind no matter what at any given time. There are no set work hours. Now, again, we have to, I've talked about this before in the past, but I do have times when I try to get off of work, right? I try to leave work every evening at 5 to 6. Some nights, though, I work till 9 or 10. That's just the way it is because I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing is quality. Everything that I'm doing is valuable to our clients, to the people who pay me. Very few people have that mindset, you guys. Very few people have that mindset. The ones who do are the ones who rise to the top. Now, can you make millions of dollars just by having a quality, value-oriented mindset? 100%. You want to know why? Because the people that you help, the people that you serve, the people that you provide value to, when they get value, when they receive value from you, they tell their friends. And now you have this perpetuating cycle, self-perpetuating cycle. It's like you've given value, they go and talk about you, now you have other people who are calling you. And some of you guys may have noticed, I do have a black eye. Yes, I got hit with a Frisbee. See that? Everybody thinks I'm wearing makeup. I got hit with a Frisbee the other morning, Christmas Eve actually. That's a funny story. My wife told me not to get injured. I go out there. I never get injured. Very rarely do I get injured. I go out there with this mindset, I can't get injured, I can't get injured, I can't get injured. And lo and behold, I get smacked in the eyebrow with a Frisbee, and it's like bleeding everywhere. Mindset. It's another mindset thing, you guys. Mindset. I want to dive way deeper in mindset. There's so many unique things that I think that I feel like would be good to share with you guys, just to really try to get into my head for those of you who are interested. I know some of you guys will come here and you'll leave comments and be like, I don't want what you have. Cool. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I'm just trying to share what I know, so that way those of you who are here for the reasons of trying to get better, and you find some value in what I'm providing for you in these words, these thoughts, that you have this available to you. So quality, focus on quality, focus on value. Again, you guys, you know exactly what you need to do in order to do that. Some people, and I hear this a lot too, it's like, give me the steps, what do I do? It's like, you already know what you can give that's valuable. You do that by doing let's see here, a product analysis, right? A service analysis. And again, if you've been listening to watching the last few videos that I've done, you'll understand that my whole philosophy is don't deviate. Don't go learn something else because you think that's what's going to make you millions. Take what you already know and figure out how to package that in a way to make you millions. Right? You already know what you can do. If you take what you already know, right? You've been working in a job. Say it's plumbing for years. You've been working in a plumbing job for years. You know exactly what it is that your customers love and that your customers hate. You give them more of what they love, and then you give them a workaround for the things that they hate. That's how you build a winning product. That's how you give more value. That's how you have higher quality. You've heard from people before what they don't like about plumbing, what they don't like about your services, or what they don't like about the company's services that you're working for. So you create a product or a service that serves them at the level that they really want. You give them more value. You give them more value. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, so going back to people who don't have this mindset. Now, when you're going from, again, I've told you guys in the past, and I've even made videos on how you can make millions of dollars, just like very simple processes. Go watch those videos if you are interested in learning those things. Go back and watch those videos. They're labeled, I don't know, fastest way to make $1 million or something like that. Something stupid, something simple like that. Very easy. Now, once you make your $1 million, right, you can do this alone. You can do this as a solopreneur. You just have to, you'll be grinding, but you just have to have the right product for the right market and sell it in the right way, package it in the right way. You can do that as a one-man or two-person show. When you want to enterprise, when you want to corporatize your business, and you want to go from $1 million to $5 million to $10 million, right? And this is where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get to $10 million. I want to get to 8 figures in a year. When you're trying to corporatize, team building is so incredibly important. Team building. How do you find the right team? Where do you go to find the right team? Now, there's always this kind of middle ground, right? There are people who are good that will work for $50 to $100, $120, $130,000. If you want AAA players, like players at the top of the game, the people who could go out there and build their own business and make millions of dollars if they so chose. If you want those people, you have to spend more like $250, probably $170,000 to $300,000 in a salary for people like that. And then on top of that, you still have to make sure that they don't have the mindset of, I'm going to grind and expect, or I'm going to expect a huge salary without having to grind. And I've had clients who have done that. People who have brought in chief financial officers, chief marketing officers, $250,000 salaries, and these people robbed them blind. They did nothing and just robbed them blind for $250,000 for an executive level position. Team building is so incredibly difficult. And we have hired, I don't even know, we've probably hired close to 70 people over the last 5 years. And we have a core group of 17 right now that are really, really solid. And this is the next thing that I'm trying to figure out is we don't have the revenue to justify hiring an A player, $250,000 level. And to be 100% honest, most of those people aren't playing at our level. They don't want to jump into a startup because it's risky for them. They're smart. If they're commanding a salary, they already have a budget. Again, because it goes to this whole thing of like, if I'm coming in with my talents, I want to come into a place where I don't have to grind as hard, where I can come in where there are already systems put in place. I'm not starting from scratch. And starting from scratch or building out SOPs, processes from scratch is extraordinarily difficult. And so in their position, I 100% understand why they think that way. The reason they think that way is because why would I take this where I'm going to be grinding for 70 hours a week when I could take this cush job for $250,000 a year, work 40, get my benefits, and not have to put in the same amount of effort. It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality. So the way that I have done this, at least, the way that I have found these people is I look for A players who haven't quite made it to that A level, and then we work out some type of an arrangement where if there could potentially be an equity stake moving forward, an equity position moving forward, and I have been able to find really, really solid people on our team that are being groomed to fill those A-level positions for the understanding that someday there could be an equity position or a partnership type of an arrangement. Now, we don't have partnership arrangements with anybody in our company yet, and nothing that is firmed, but there's an idea that as we're moving forward, this potentially could happen at some point. And that oftentimes is enough to be attractive to the people who you're bringing on. And again, like big major corporations do the same thing. They do this with stock shares, right? They do this with options. You can, once you get into a business, once you get hired, you get a salary, but you also get stock options. That's your ownership in that company. They can't give you a partnership arrangement as a corporation. That's just not how it works. But you can work your way into those positions for the most part if you're on like an executive track. Well, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so I think that the big takeaway, the big thing that I want you guys to understand, because I've heard this a lot, is we've had employees in the past. Now, I don't require my employees to work overtime or to like work long hours or anything like that. If they so choose, that's their choosing. But when we hire people and they do that anyway, that's how I can tell that this person is going to be an asset to our team, because they're working, they choose to just work hard in the nights. Again, I don't require any of that. They work extra because they choose to work extra, because they believe in the mission, because that's their personality, that's their countenance. And so for you guys who are like, how do I become successful? How do I become a millionaire? Well, the first thing that you got to learn how to do is be a grinder yourself. If you're most people are not intelligent, genius enough to be able to just be like, okay, if I lay all these things out, I can build a multi-million-dollar business with very little effort. Most millionaires in the United States, all over the world, most millionaires are grinders. They just work long, they work hard, they don't give up, they keep working around problems. If they don't solve it immediately, then they try something else, and they try something else, and they try something else, and they try something else. That's how most millionaires become millionaires. It starts with that mindset. Don't give up. Grind, grind, grind. Sometimes work the day after Christmas. I didn't work yesterday. I took the entire day off. Sometimes they work Christmas Eve. Sometimes they work Thanksgiving. If I have a client who has an emergency and they call me on Thanksgiving, most of the time I'm going to take that call. And most of the time my wife's going to be just fine with it because she knows I'm a grinder. Be a grinder, folks. Be a grinder. That's how you're going to get to that next level. Be a grinder. All right. What questions you guys have? I know I've been talking at you. I've got a whole bunch of new followers. I'm super stoked about that. Again, I have no expectation of this channel ever hitting like hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. But if I can help just a few of you guys, then that's what I'm here for. So if you got questions, leave them in the comments and I will make content for you. I will, because I'm trying to do this as frequently as possible. Let's work together, guys. Later.